Footbap Nation!
Let's ride!
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Fantasy Footbaps podcast. It's me, your host, bdizzle, joined with Paul. Paul, say what up.
What up, boners?
All right, let's get into this. This was a crazy week, guys. We got some crazy matchups coming up. Actually, some mid matchups. Now that I think about it, I looked at the games this week. They kind of looked mid, but either way, we're going to get into all of it. Paul, you ready?
Yeah, we had some bangers this current week, at least.
Yeah, this was the week of bangers, and let's get right into it. First off, starting with let's go with like boring ones first. So it was me versus Gorman. We'll start with I won 118 to 80. Did Gorman have anyone get injured? Oh yeah, so Aaron Jones got injured, but he still got 5.8 points, so it's not like the end of the world, but he had Aaron Jones get injured. I had Travis Etienne get injured, but at the end of the day, it was just like DK Metcalf didn't do anything for Gorman. Oh my God, I actually was pissed because the 1 o'clock games, Caleb Williams scores 24 points for Gorman.
Yeah,
and I was like, dude, are you fucking serious? Like, I was looking, I was like, all right, Aaron Jones got hurt. That's pretty lucky. Like, we're going to have a lucky week. But I would say that Caleb Williams more than made up for that. But then the 4 o'clock games are kind of where it all fell apart because Ayuk went off. Well, I guess Brian Tom. Oh yeah, because I think the Chicago game might have been 4 o'clock. Either way, it was close for a while, and then it was the 4 o'clock games that opened up. I mean, Kyler got me 24 in the 4 o'clock games. Ayuk got 19 in the 4 o'clock games. The Broncos defense got me 15. I actually, for a while there, Paul, I don't know if you were paying attention to that game, but I was getting nervous that I was like, wow, I spent $5 on the Broncos defense and they're going to fuck me because the Raiders scored like 10 points in the first quarter. And I was like, what happened to the Broncos defense? Like, of course I started them. Now they suck. But then they ended up turning around, got me 15 points. Looking at Gorman's team, though, I mean, 16 points from Derrick Henry is definitely nothing to like.
I was going to say about Derrick Henry, he had probably 8 points until that long ass touchdown, but that run at the end.
That was the other thing too. Yeah, is when Henry had that long run at the end, that brought Gorman back to within like striking distance, and then like I said, the 4 o'clock games just ended up going my way. But yeah, I was expecting Derrick Henry to have like 30 points, so I I'm happy about that. But another thing I was happy about was him starting Keenan Allen, because I was so afraid he was going to start Allen Lazard, dude. And I saw Allen Lazard catch the touchdown in the morning, and I was like, all right, yeah, of course, fucking Gorman gets an Allen Lazard touchdown. Like, fuck me. And then I looked, hadn't started him. I was like, wow, that's super lucky. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing too crazy that really like happened in this. Oh, I guess besides the fact that my entire team like went completely off, my team scored 118 and my bench scored 108.
I was saying last week, I said your bench is looking great, and I was right. Yeah, they looked pretty good in this week,
dude. Paul, we might have to converse. I can give you the Cooper Kupp Jr. No,
I'm okay.
You don't want Jordan Whittington?
They're on bye this week.
They're on a bye. All right. Paul, it always does interest me though what you look for in a fantasy player sometimes.
I like Rico and Chase Brown on your team. I don't know if we can strike a deal.
Just Rico and Chase Brown. He doesn't like anyone else.
Well,
this is the first time you've ever liked anyone on my team in the history of Footbaps. So
I like Brian Thomas. You wouldn't trade him, and Kenny Walker.
Well, I wouldn't trade Brian Thomas because you would probably. Let's go to your team. I'll cook up a Paul trade for myself right now, and let's see if you admit. I'm guessing you would offer me T. Higgins for Brian Thomas Jr. and like Kenneth Walker, and be like, "Come on, it's T. Higgins."
No, T. Higgins
and Jordan Mason for Brian Thomas and Ken Walker. That you'd offer that in a heartbeat.
I said yesterday when we were in Discord, I don't know if you heard, I said Cooper for Brian Thomas. I don't know if you heard me though.
Nah, I took Cooper Kupp like in my work league already. My plan with Cooper Kupp was have him go off for like 4 weeks or so, and then trade him when everyone still is like, it's Cooper Kupp, he's amazing and stuff, and then eventually he'd get hurt. He just got hurt way too fucking early. So like, yeah, I'm not like interested in him now. I mean, I already have him in my work league too, so I don't really want to double up on that anyways. Either way, me versus Gorman. Gorman still is. Oh, Gorman's 2-3 now. What the fuck? Why did I think he was 2-3-2? Did something? Was there like a stat correction? Am I going crazy? Yeah. Why did I think Gorman was 3-1?
Maybe you thought he won against me the week before.
Yeah, that could be it. Either way, Gorman 2-3 and me 2-3. So I guess we have the same record. Another boring game. Man, then they really weren't that boring. This is the next closest boring one I can get. Okay, guys. Dewey beats Dave 95-84. Really,
Dave had a chance.
Dave
did have a chance.
Dave kind of had a chance. What was the chance he had exactly?
I don't know. It was close until
like he needed basically 15 points, 16 points out of George Pickens on Sunday night or something. Like that's what it's looking like to me.
Before, I don't know what it was, but throughout like the 1 and 4 o'clock games, it was like split even. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
Oh, I guess he got nothing from Najee and Pickens too. Man.
Yeah.
Dave's team was just in a rough spot. He had no neighbors. I can't believe he benched Isaiah Likely for Cole. I guess I can kind of believe it. Didn't Likely not do anything last week? Yeah. I don't know. Dave's back to old reliable Cole Kmet.
Yeah,
Could you believe that? I can't believe he's back there. Oh, this one was actually one that I thought was going to be a blowout from the beginning because it was Thursday night that Drake London put up 27 points. Right. Which, to go back to my last game, I actually, in my like wide receiver 2 spot, I started Brandon Ayuk, but because I was always going to start Brian Thomas because the Colts defense is ass. But for my wide receiver 2 spot, I was like, who do I start? Ayuk, Mooney, or Worthy? It ended up not mattering because I think Worthy had 14. Ayuk obviously had 20. But on Thursday night, Mooney scored like 27, and I was like, I fucked up because there's no fucking way either of those two guys scored 27. But man, who dropped Mooney? Was it you?
Yep.
I'm so glad you did that. That was one of the best things ever because I drafted Darnell Mooney in all my other leagues. Well, I guess my family league's only 8 people, but in my work league, I took him. I helped Amy out with her fantasy team, and I was telling her to take Mooney like later in drafts. Before the season started, I bet on Darnell Mooney to get 750 plus receiving yards, which was a plus 350 bet, if you can believe that, which is looking really great right now. Like I had extremely high hopes for Mooney, so when I didn't get him, I was crushed. And then he went to the waivers. I tried picking him up. You got him. And I was crushed again. And then you dropped him. Oh man, it made me so happy when you were like, who did you pick up that week? Jordan Akins? Jordan Akins. And I was like, who do you want to drop? And you said Darnell Mooney. And I was like, no fucking way. I was like, all right, I got to get Mooney this week. So I was happy about that. But Mooney and Drake London had absolutely crazy games. Jane Daniels keeps looking amazing. And I just keep going back and thinking, it's actually kind of weird looking back because I'd say I wish I just waited and took Jane Daniels late. But then I look at the 6th round and I was like, literally like, who would I have taken? Zamir White. Like, obviously, Burrow's just another quarterback. So, and I already had Kincaid, so I wouldn't take him. Terry, that's what it was. That's the only scenario that I go back and I'm really pissed about is that there was one stack that I was looking for, and it was McBride and Kyler, and the other one was Terry and Jaden McDaniels. But I started getting, I just basically psyched myself out and was like, what if Jaden McDaniels isn't good? I don't know, huge mistake. Because like if I had Jaden Daniels, like that would be, that'd be so nice, dude.
Crazy thing because they're both so late and they're working out great. So
yeah. Either way, though, I think Dewey's team looks good overall. He started 2 tight ends. That's bizarre. Dewey's got to get out there and maybe make trades or something because his flex spot and his running back too is like so bad. But I don't know. He doesn't seem too worried. At the same time, he's 3-2, so maybe he's He's just waiting for guys to get healthy, and he's not really too worried about losing some more games. And then on the Dave side, Dave really did have a chance. He went into that Sunday night with Dak, Najee, and Pickens, and they fucking combined for like 26 points or some shit. So Dave actually, imagine they all got him like, I don't know. He had a chance. Either way, though, 18 points from his defense, and Dave still only put up 84. That's what you hate to see. That's like when Steve got 50 points from Kamara and only put up 90 points that one week. But he still won, so like, who fucking cares? Either way, Dave drops 1-4, Dewey 3-2. Man, these games were so fucking good. We'll go to this one next, but this final score does no justice to what the game was. You don't check your fantasy app on Sundays, right?
Until after 4:00, I would. Okay,
because Kyle and Mike was projected to beat Kyle for almost all of the day. The 4:00 games happened. I mean, and then the 4:00 games happen. He gets 20 from Shaheed. He gets 23 from Geno Smith, 7 from the defense, and then I guess Mike got nothing from Juwan Jennings. He got negative points from the Saints defense on Monday night. A lot of things didn't go Mike's way, but Mike, it looked like he was going to get his first win all day. I was going to be so proud of him that he went out and picked up Tyrone Tracy and stuff. And like, I was like, oh dude, he's like trying. He threw Alexander Madison in, finally benched Zamir White. Like, it was like Mike actually set his lineup, got 36 points from Jamar Chase. And even if he started Alec Pierce over Juwan Jennings, it wouldn't have mattered. Kyle puts up 127 out of like basically nowhere. I mean,
just solid for everyone.
Yeah, Kyle, I think, was like one of the like bottom 3 scorers coming into this week. So I want to see. Let's look at I just want to check it. Or wait, is it schedule? I think it's over here. I just want to see how much Kyle's put up because. Yeah, like, oh my God, 96, 92, 43, 85, and then 127. Like, Mike outscored Kyle every single week. This score would have beat Kyle in any other week, but this week. Like, that's so Also, did you just sneeze?
No, I hiccuped.
Oh, I was going to say bless you because I didn't say it. But, man, any other week, Mike, with this score, I'm proud of Mike's performance here. Defense just couldn't hold up. Kyle just goes off. But that's feel bad for Mike. He's 0-5. Kyle's 3-2. But yeah, anything else to add here?
Not really. I mean, he did the smart play of. Was Zamir White hurt? I don't even know. He's projected 0, but
I think he just. Oh wait. Oh yeah, he was hurt. He was hurt. Okay, I thought he just straight up benched him.
Yeah,
which I was like, that's smart.
Yeah. Well, either way, he made the right plays besides Alec Pierce, but who would have guessed that? So
yeah,
good job, Mike. You put up a fighting effort. We appreciate it.
Yeah, although I will say, starting the Saints against the Chiefs, that was not really good.
Except that.
I guess I missed that. Either way, though, yeah, I just had to point out that even though Mike loses by 30, it was way closer than that for 80% of the weekend. Gotta feel for that, man. Let's now go to this one: Steve versus Ryan. Steve beats Ryan by 10. This one, matchup of Titans. Everyone knows, this was a huge matchup. For some reason, Ryan started Mike Williams, which was fucking bizarre. I don't know what that was all about, but even if he started Mostert or anyone else, it wouldn't have mattered anyways. Well, I actually thought he'd start Tutu Atwell, but wouldn't have mattered anyways. So yeah,
hilarious.
Yeah. For Steve, still rolling out Justin Fields. I mean, he's doing about as what Anthony Richardson probably would be anyways. CeeDee Lamb is still pissed, but Mike Evans, Mike Evans' game log, take a guess, or do you know what his game log looks like this year?
Probably piss, and now he's good.
Well, guess week by week, 5 weeks in. Each week, guess how many points each week?
Like 4, 7, 4 again, 9, and now 20.
It's actually even weirder. 21, 5, 2, 20, 20. So he either pisses his pants or goes off. Either way, though, like Mike Evans is like Steve's secret weapon. Tucker Kraft, I don't know if you saw, he had like a 70-yard touchdown.
I saw those.
Yeah.
Catches.
I guess he had another catch too, but yeah, it was like a 70-yard touchdown that he caught. And when I saw that, I knew Ryan was toast.
Also, Marvin having 4 points is a little tough too.
Yeah, it's tough. Marvin's it's so weird. I don't know I just think him and Kyler aren't on the same page right now. Basically, like Marvin gets thrown to. It's just for some reason the pass isn't good enough and the catch isn't good enough. It's like neither of their faults. It's really weird. But George Kittle's looking like an absolute steal. I'm starting to look back and be like, because I was between Kincaid and Kittle, and I ultimately went Kincaid because I just like I've had Kittle in the past. I don't think he's had a piss game this year yet, right? Yeah, so he hasn't even had a piss game. But I've had Kittle in the past, and gets like 2 points, 0 points, 2 points, 25, 6, 2, 30. Like, and it's like, and I was like, I'll take Kincaid. He should be like steadier, and even if he doesn't have blow up games, like I should probably be able to count on him for like 8 points each week, which is good enough. Dude, total mistake. Wish I went with Kittle. Kittle, I would say is like Ryan's secret weapon. Also, of course, Lamar Jackson, after being basically piss in fantasy since 2018, now he's just like back to MVP Lamar. Like, where did that fucking come from, dude?
I hope it stops, dude, because I had him last year and he was just horrible.
I mean, anyone who's he was like a top 3 quarterback taken for like 5 years straight. This year, I would say he probably went like 4 or 5, fifth quarterback off, like somewhere around there. Of course, he's doing this again. Like, no one could have ever seen that coming, especially with like not having any weapons and stuff, and getting Derrick Henry
taking his rushing stuff, like.
And it's just unbelievable. He's running more than he has these last years. You know, the passing is better, like at least like yardage wise for the most part. I don't know what else to say except for like Lamar, because I've been burned by Lamar in the past too, where it's like, you know, if he just gets back to this and he sucked for multiple years. Like I would love to. I don't want to go through and like look. You know what? We're going through and looking. All right, fantasy quarter.
Another great thing for Ryan, Josh Jacobs got his first touchdown of the year.
Yes. Looking up. Yeah, that's a good one there. I have Josh Jacobs in my work league, and I put up like 170 points in my work league this week. It was pretty fucking sweet. Maybe even more. I had Kareem Hunt, and I had I think he got like even more points after I stopped looking. One sec, I'm looking at my phone. I want to see how many points I scored last week. Oh no, it was 170. So I thought that I didn't look at it at the end, but I did. That league's crazy. 3 flex league. I had to start Daniel Jones because Jalen Hurts is on a bye, but he got me 22 points, which Bennett was like, texted me and was like, you need to get a real QB on your team, and was trying to like get trade and stuff. He's like, you're really going to start Daniel Jones? And I was like, fuck yeah, I am, dude. Fuck you. Like, it's only 1 week. But listen to this. James Cook, Josh Jacobs, DJ Moore, Brian Thomas Jr., Chuba Hubbard, Trey McBride, Kareem Hunt, Terry McLaurin, Broncos defense, and then on the bench, Chase Brown, Rico Dowdle, Darnell Mooney, Calvin Ridley, Cooper Kupp. Like, this fucking Jalen Hurts. Like, this team is fucking stacked, dude. It's crazy. But this is what always happens to me in my work league. I'll be stacked, and then, like, I'll just have everyone get hurt at the end of the year and fucking choke it. But we're doing this right now because I'm taking a look at this. No light mode. Is there?
Someone just got flashbanged, no doubt. Someone's eyes just.
It doesn't matter. I don't know how to. All right, whatever. Let's see. So apparently in 2023, was he really the QB4? That doesn't even feel real. Now we're back to dark mode. Okay, so it's just the 2023 page that's fucked up. That's QB14. I was waiting for it. QB15. QB10, and that was the QB19 year, was the MVP year. So yeah, basically Lamar sucks every other year but that MVP year. Now he's back to that level again, I guess. So that's a huge pickup for Ryan. If Josh Jacobs scores touchdowns, that'll be huge. Zach Moss got hurt, but I also think he's kind of just like lost his job a little bit. Like, I mean, he's at least not the 70% guy anymore either way. Justin Jefferson's good either way. It doesn't really matter. He's going to get Devontae Smith back, but
Ryan just once Devontae's back, he just needs that running back spot filled, and he's perfect.
Yeah. It really is just that, because he right now is like with George Kittle is like the secret weapon. Like actually, like if you have a tight end that's getting you 16 points, like you're outscoring the other person's tight end by like 10 every week, 10 plus every week. Like that's
right.
huge.
Having the number 1 QB and top 2 tight end is like literally a cheat code. You just have a easy advantage every week, no matter what.
Exactly. And then either way, it's funny, we're complimenting Ryan's team, but yeah, Steve beat Ryan. DeAndre Swift, I guess. I don't know.
He's back.
Carolina sucks, but it's so weird. I don't know what to think. Carolina and the Rams run defenses are putrid, but so was the Colts, and he sucked against them. So like, I don't really know what's going on there. Stephon Diggs, I guess, is just going to be an easy like 10 points every week. Like, I don't know where that
Nico
came
out
from.
now.
Yeah, Nico out now. Now he's going to go off even more. But yeah, two great teams there, Steven, Ryan so far. Next one, we're going to look at Austin. You know what? We're going to look at yours first, Paul. All
right. I actually have my Amazon order coming soon.
Okay.
So I might have to step away for a minute, but
do you know?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. Either way, Paul, you beat Nick by 5 points, 102 to 97. Can you walk me through what happened this week? T. Higgins getting 25 points is disgusting work.
Well, luckily, the whole Panthers team looked like shit besides Chuba, but I was a little disappointed in that. Luckily, I wasn't looking at the 1 p.m. mark, because when I opened the app, it was still like 50-50. What set me apart was, I don't know what it was. Javonte Williams having 13 was big.
Javonte Williams got you 13 points.
He's playing well now. He's doing things. He got catches.
Yeah.
Big catches.
And
then
Williams.
Trey Sermon having 15 is pretty insane.
Mickey 15.
Mark Andrews 7.5. That's also insane.
Oh, is he back?
Game of the year. Not really. And then Debo shitting his pants and Joker.
Oh yeah.
Joker had that first catch for 14 yards, and I was watching the Browns game, and I was like, dude, he's gonna have a great game.
Yeah.
And then nothing happened. So
that's kind
a little bit of a bailout from Debo and Njoku. And
that's the tough
Nico
part about
hurt.
watching the Browns when like fantasy players are involved, because like Gorman had Amari Cooper, and I'm like, I mean, this season's obviously just over with. The Browns are fucked and their future's fucked. It really doesn't matter. So it's not like, usually it would be hard because you'd be like, I want the Browns to win, but I can't have this player do good. But in this situation, it was just like, I want the Browns to lose and I don't want Amari to do good. Like, fuck this team. But yeah, the Debo piss class is probably what did it for you. Like, you'd think even if Debo scored 8 points, Nick beats you. So also, if Nico Collins didn't go out after catching a 70-yard touchdown or whatever, he'd probably
I got pretty lucky. Not gonna lie. 3 guys on his team could have just done a little bit more, and I would have lost.
And now this is back-to-back games for you where you won by like
Amazon. 1 sec.
Okay. Either way, Footbap Nation, I'm gonna just walk us through this real quick. These are back-to-back games for Paul where he wins by 5 points, barely Mickey last week, and then this week 5 points, barely Mickey this week. So I'm just gonna call it right now. I think that Paul might be the new Mickey. He's not on here to refute that, but that's just a little bit of what I'm feeling right now. And then if we go back to their matchup, we're going to ask Paul when he gets back. But Josh Allen has 14 points for Paul this week. Another piss class. I'll lay it out for him when he comes back too. But that is now 3 piss classes and then 2 elite games from Josh Allen. So he's pissed his pants more than he's been good. The panic meter was 0 for Paul last week, I believe. However, I wonder if that answer is different this time. Either way, though, on Monday night, it came down to Paul was up by, 10, 12, and Nick had the Steelers defense, and it was just like, what if the Steelers defense gets, 13 points, but the Paul luck. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the bad luck that some of us possess in this league. Chip at this point, I would say, has lost the chip. The chip luck has gone. It's been transferred to Paul, the Paul luck. Either way, though, Paul is now 4-1. Nick is now 3-2. To go to the next game, a huge game here. As we know, Austin and Chip had a blockbuster trade go down last week. Paul, before we get into this matchup, I just brought up how Josh Allen pissed class in 60% of his games so far this year. Panic meter last week, scale of 1 to 10 was 0. Panic meter this week?
Well, are we considering like just for this
Panic
upcoming
meter
week,
this
like
week?
how much for this week?
For rest
I'd
of
say
season.
it's about for the rest of the season, it's a 1. For this week in particular,
so
he's
if he has
the
a piss class this week, that would be what, 4 of his first 6 games he pissed his pants and didn't help you win, and it would. And you are still saying you're not worried then about
I'm okay.
that.
I'm not too worried. I think the real Josh Allen's still there. He had that 30-point game, and that's what I'm picturing in my mind whenever he had 2 30-point games actually.
He was actually
So,
9 of
it's there.
9 of he attempted 30 passes and completed 9 of them this weekend, Paul.
That's okay.
Did you know that?
Yeah, he ran a lot. Well, ran a little to get me some points, so I appreciate it. He's trying for me. He knows I'm out there. But for real panic meter, I'd say for the rest of the season it's a 1. For this week it's a 5.
I'm surprised. Like, if I were you, I'd say my panic meter would be a 3, because a 1 means that I'm not even a little bit worried. The only reason I'd say it's a 3 is because I would be looking and being like, okay, I'm going to get 4 piss classes out of Josh Allen. You know, the offense, like their receivers are just bad, and I'd be like slightly worried. Not worried that I think I can't start him like Patrick Mahomes. But worried because I'd be like, he's not going to be the quarterback 1 this year. That sucks. You know, like that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate, but hopefully it just works out in the end. I still got hope.
We've labeled you as the new Mickey, by the way, just judging off of your last 2 Mickey wins. Mickey as in
okay.
Mickey as in like good luck wins, not that they didn't score a lot, but like crazy good luck to 2 close wins like that. That was that Mike last year or the year before? Remember when Mike won
Mike last year?
He scored. It was like 3 games where he won with like by less than like 3 points or something.
Mm-hmm. He wasn't scoring a lot either. But the real reason I'm keeping these close is because of Josh Allen piss classes. If he does a normal 20 points, it wouldn't be.
Is it normal? It's starting to seem like 10 points is his new normal to me.
Oh, come on. It's not normal.
It's starting to seem like that.
His average is 18.
Austin, that's just a crazy way of looking at it, though, because you have to look at it at a week by week basis on that. Like, it would be one thing if you had a guy have 18, 16, 22, 20, 18 or something, and then you could be like, he's averaging 18. Great. But like this is being like 30, 30, 9, 9, 9, and you're like, I'm happy with this is sweet. Like that's a lie. We're getting to Austin and Chip though. Austin plays Chip. Now this score is deceiving, yet also maybe kind of not. Austin beats Chip 87-83. This game was a blowout for most of it. I mean, Chip got 23 points from Baker on Thursday night, 9 points from Godwin, which was a solid outing from both of them combined. But even with that, Austin was in the driver's seat. The game's played out. Austin's in the driver's seat. 16 points from James Cook, 13 from Brian Robinson, who looked like shit this weekend, but he scored twice. I don't know if you noticed that he had like 10 rushing yards, but 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
DJ Moore went off out of fucking nowhere. I have him in my work league, and it felt gross. It didn't feel like I deserved it.
A lot of it did shit his pants.
No. That's later on, though. I'm trying to lay it all out. Jerome Ford does nothing for Chip. Brees Hall gets him 5 points. Brees Hall, who Chip acquired from Austin, gets 5 points in the morning game. Jaden Reed, gets 12 points. Zach Ertz does nothing really. Like
Zach Ertz has lowest points of the year.
Of the year,
he had his usual 6 or 8. Would have been he would have won, or almost.
No, yeah.
If he had 7, he would have won.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Either way, though, Austin was basically in the driver's seat this whole time. Then Achan got hurt, and that was kind of like, oh shit. I actually want to see like how many. I guess he might have got it hurt even earlier than I thought. Either way, though, Austin was in the driver's seat this whole time. It goes into Monday night. Austin is up by 20 points, and Chip has Kareem Hunt, and Austin has Chris Olave. And it's like, all right, well, this game's over, whatever. Sure enough, it's the fourth quarter, with the entire fourth quarter left. And this is why ESPN, when they do their like 99% chance to win thing, is just a fluke. Because at this point, Kareem Hunt had maybe like 15 points or something, and Chris Olave still had 0 points. So now Chip's only down by 5, and it was incredibly unlucky for Austin. Chris Olave did nothing, and Kareem Hunt was doing great. However, that being said, the luck, because that's the chip luck we're talking about, but then the chip luck all just disappeared because the Chiefs got on the goal line on 3 drives in the fourth quarter and then didn't give it to Kareem Hunt one time while Austin was only up by 4 or 5 points. So Chip, it was like insanely lucky to get there, but then it was just as lucky, if not more lucky, for Austin that they kept getting on the 1 yard line, and then it's a handoff to Xavier Worthy or a handoff to fucking Travis Kelce or whoever the fuck they ended up giving it to. It was like they were giving it to everyone but Kareem at that point. So Austin dodged a major bullet there. Austin needed to win. He would have been 1-4. Now he's 2-3. And Chip really needed that win because he could have been 3-2. Now he's 2-3, and now he's back with us in the back. So massive missed opportunity there for Chip to sneak out a win. I did poll Footbap Nation. I wanted to see their thoughts on who won the trade between Chip and Austin, and this was actually before the Monday night game even happened, although I don't think that anything would have changed post Monday night. We polled, oh my God, things have changed drastically. Okay, Paul, let me get your thoughts. Knowing what we know now after this week, Breece Hall pisses his pants, but Baker looks good. Godwin looks solid. Austin, Devon Achane gets hurt immediately, so Austin got Achane. CMC already is hurt, and Trey McBride gets 8 points. 1 week in, but this is a future outlook. Who won the trade looking at the future?
I'm pretty sure I voted Austin. I was the very first vote.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know what the results are.
So this is crazy then, because you were on Chip 1 originally, right?
I can't remember. I think so. At the time when I first read it, yes, but yeah, I just don't know what to think. If I had to choose, though, I would go with Austin winning just because of long-term play. So
I went on. I went on and looked at the votes. When I looked at the votes, it was 3 for Austin and 1 for Chip. I don't know what happened, but Chip got voted 4 votes to 3 Austin. So the league is actually favoring Chip winning the trade right now. If I had to pick, I would say neither of them won the trade, because now that Breece Hall sucks, pretty much confirmed the offense sucks. Like, I can't pick Chip to win, and then Austin, he traded for HN and CMC, and he doesn't get to start either of them. So it's like, I don't even, we'll see. Assuming that Austin beats all his opponents, how he laid it out that he's going to win the next 4 weeks anyways or whatever, so it won't matter. If we assume that, then yeah, Austin won the trade. But I can't assume that at this point. That's crazy though. The league actually thinks that Chip won the trade over Austin despite Austin winning this week. I thought the whole reason I made the poll too is because I was like, people are gonna just vote Austin because he beat Chip this week. This is crazy. Then apparently not. Apparently I was wrong. So Austin and Chip, close matchup, but Chip actually ends up taking it home. I think that was all the games, right?
Yeah, that was it.
All right. So let's first go. Let's check out the standings. First place in the East, Paul 4-1. Mickey, second place. Second place in the East. No. The two Mickey wins in a row though means Mickey overall.
Yeah, I blame Josh Allen for not being himself.
This man Paul likes his team a little too much. We've seen this in the past, guys. When Paul has a good team, he doesn't make trades because he gets afraid, and then things end up falling
I've made
apart.
it. What have I have 2 trades under my belt. I think I'm good. Under the
Wait, you can't count trading like Jerry Judy for a bag of chips like a trade.
What was my other one? I can't remember.
It was like Judy and Jordan
For
Akins
Trey Sermon.
Yeah, like it was like it was
Yeah,
seriously.
I've acquired Cortland Sutton and Trey Sermon. I think I'm good.
Yeah. So Paul is in first place in the East at 4-1. Second place is Nick 3-2. Gorman is in third place 2-3. I'm in fourth place 2-3. Austin's in fifth place 2-3, and Chip is in sixth place 2-3. Now, this is why things are difficult here. So let's go to the West first. Even though Ryan lost this week, he still is 4-1 and at the top of the East. Steve's in second, also 4-1. Dewey third, 3-2. Kyle fourth, 3-2. Dave is 1-4, fifth, and in last place is Mike at 0-5. This is why this season's going to be so difficult because like I only get to play Mike and Dave one time, and it's going to be when I play Dave, Tua's going to be back and Malik Neighbors is going to be healthy. And I'm assuming Dave's team is going to get better somehow in between now and then. And then same thing with Mike, like he's going to have Pacheco back when I play him and stuff. So the way things are set up now, as much as I'm happy I won 2 straight, I almost don't care because Dewey and Kyle are going to just get to play Dave and Mike twice. Like that's 4 wins for them. So it's a really tough spot right now where the East feels like, you know, the Western Conference in the NBA or something, or like the AFC in the NFL, where it's like all these teams are like fucking fighting for a playoff spot. And then in the West, it's like you just kind of get free wins against Mike or Dave all year long. It's like kind of fucked up. Well, I don't think we've ever seen anything like this happen before in Footbaps, to my knowledge.
Like 2 teams, yeah.
Yeah, I
it's
feel
always
like
one on each side.
Yeah, it's usually one on each side. It's never like 2 teams. So this is kind of unprecedented. In terms of percentage to make playoffs, Paul and Ryan are at 90%, but the highest percentage to make the playoffs is actually Steve at 91%. After that, Dewey has an 82% chance, and I think that just comes down to him being in the West. He gets to play easier teams because Nick is also 3-2, but he only has a 77% chance. And then Kyle, again, 3-2, 68% chance. Gorman at a 50% chance. Me, 50% chance. Everyone's basically, they pretty much have everyone with a chance to make it besides Mike right now. Mike is at a 2% chance, so everyone still has a chance either way. Highest score, I'm gonna guess highest score is Ryan still, and I'm gonna guess lowest score is Mike, and it is highest score is Ryan. Gorman, because he scored like 160 points that week, is actually the second highest score. That's pretty crazy. But Ryan's the highest scorer, Mike's the lowest scorer. Only 3 people have scored less than 445 points, and that's Chip, Dave, and Mike. And then as for points allowed, Ryan's still the lowest scored on, the only one who hasn't had 400 points scored against him. And then the highest scored on is Chip, 518. So some unluckiness there, but also that has the Gorman 160 point baked into it. So like, even if we say 120 points, like that could look a lot different. I've actually went from the most score, because remember I had over 100 scored on me. It was like 105, 118, 110 or something the first 3 weeks. And now after these 2 weeks where Chip scored 60 and Gorman 80, I've dropped down to the 8th highest scored on. Me and you are in the same area here. I think everyone's only played divisional games so far. So nothing to really look at there. But as for home and away, Paul's a home. Paul has a crazy home field advantage. Yep, he has a crazy home field advantage. 3-0 at home. Meanwhile, Gorman is 0-3 at home. I mean, Mike's 0-3 at home as well. Those are some crazy splits there. And then as for the road dogs, that's Gorman. Gorman, Steve, and Ryan are the road dogs, all undefeated on the road. Whereas let's see. Austin hasn't won on the road. Dave 0-3 on the road, and Mike 0-2 on the road. As for streaks right now, Paul has won 3 straight, highest win streak, and Dewey's won 3 straight. So he started 0-2, and now he's 3-2. Yeah, so
that's impressive.
He's strung together some wins. As for the longest losing streaks, obviously we know Mike hasn't won yet, so he's at a 5-game losing streak. But Chip, 3-game losing streak after a 2-0 start, the inverse of Dewey, which is kind of crazy. Let's go to moves. Paul has made 18, Kyle 11, Chip 9, me 8. Either way, least moves made is Nick. I'd love to know what moves he even made. Yeah, right. I have to. Is there a way to see what moves people made?
I think it was this week. We'll find out. I'm pretty sure it's this week.
Okay. Either way, some good stuff. Let's check out the playoff projections right now. Still, Ryan would get a first round bye if the season ended today. The 2nd seed would be Paul. The 3rd seed would be Steve. The 4th seed would be Nick. The 5th seed Dewey.
Brother matchup, dude.
Yeah, 6th seed Kyle. 7th seed Gorman. And then still in the losers bracket is me. Chip, I don't think was in the losers bracket till this week. So I'm at the 8th seed, Austin the 9th seed. Chip the 10th seed, Dave the 11th seed. Mike gets the first round bye with that last seed. As for the matchups, how they'd be right now, I mean, let's just go losers bracket first. Me versus Austin, the brother matchup. Dave versus Chip. And then as for the winners bracket, again, like another brother matchup, Nick versus Dewey would be a matchup. Kyle versus Steve, and then Gorman versus Paul. Gorman, if the season ended today and your first round matchup was or Paul, if the season ended today, your first round matchup was Gorman, how would you be feeling about your chances of going to the next round?
A little afraid, honestly. Gorman has that chance to blow up for like that 160 he had, and also only beating him by 3 points a couple weeks ago. He's got my name. He's got my
number.
What's that expression? Yeah, my number.
Not only that, but he's
got my name.
He's going to be more motivated too for that. So
yeah, like he wants revenge for sure.
Now I would look at the power rankings like how they have here. I guess I'll go through it. Paul is projected to finish first now. Steve 2nd. Ryan 3rd. Dewey 4th. Nick 5th. Kyle 6th. Oh yeah, because he's 3-2. I keep thinking he's 2-3. Me 7th. Wow. Gorman 8th. Austin 9th. Chip 10th. Dave 11th. Mike 12th. Is how they currently project things to play out. However, I went through and I created a little graph here for the fellas. So anyone watching, feel free to look. The graph is made on Google Spreadsheets, so it's kind of confusing looking if you look at it. We have a legend on the right here. However, I wanted to track week by week power rankings on Wednesday of each week. So as you can see, some names on here like Chip started off projected to finish 5th, was projected to finish 1st after the first week of the season. And then now he's dropped, you see his green line drop all the way down to the 10th spot. Whereas you see Paul projected to finish 1st, dropped to 7th spot. Now he's slowly moved up 7th to 5th to 3rd to now projected to finish 1st. So some interesting things going on here. Dewey's another one who projected to finish 11th, moved up, dropped down. Now he's moved all the way up into 4th. Ryan's actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say the purple one.
Yeah, Ryan's the purple one. He was projected to finish 9th. Meteoric rise to week 2. Stayed at the number 1 spot and then dropped to 3 after losing to Steve, who's now the new number 2. So that one's a little interesting to look at. Steve projected to finish 4th. They actually dropped him all the way down to 7th before moving him back up to 2 in these last couple of weeks. There's some fluctuation ones, like Austin went from 7 to 10 to 6th to 9 to 8 to 9. So I guess he's kind of like back.
Wait, Austin
there.
won and he went down. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting. I kind of want to see who do they move above him. So he's 9th now. So Gorman, I guess. No, it was me that moved above Austin. Yeah, because everyone else is still behind him. So I moved above Austin, so I guess that moved him back. Let's see. Oh, and then Mike is the brown line here. He was projected to finish 8th to start, and then down to 12th. It's going to be really depressing if Mike stays at the 12th. He's the only one that sticks at the 12 spot this whole time. I'm actually surprised Dave has been like fluctuating around a bit. I kind of thought that him and I guess I was projected to finish 11th for a while there. So I guess I missed that one. But another huge fluctuating one is Nick, 3rd to 7th to 5th, all the way up to 2nd, back down to 5th. Like, I don't know. It's kind of interesting looking at this. Like, Gorman's is interesting because he's just hanging out between 6 and 8 this whole time. 6, 6, 5, 8, 6, 5, 8. He's just going all over the place. So, yeah, just some interesting things. Feel free to pause. Check out your line on this one if you're curious. But I figured it'd be fun at the end of the year to go through and like track each person's line. I'll probably make a separate chart for each person at a certain point. I just didn't have like a lot of time, and then just see what their line looks like throughout the year, because obviously it gets kind of cluttered here with all these lines on here. But yeah, I thought this would be a pretty cool thing to look up. Paul, what do you anything stick out to you here, or any
we kind of already went over it, but the rise of Ryan is pretty interesting. From projected 9th, had a smooth ride at the first place. They didn't count Mickey into it apparently, but now he's in 3rd. I'd say that's reasonable. Yeah,
actually crazy that they dropped him 2 spots for that, but I guess you get beat by Steve, so it's like, I guess, I don't know. He's still the highest scorer on the year, which is why I would think that he would still be number 1.
Dewey started at 11th, moved up to 8th, went back to 11, and now he's on a steady incline.
Yes, that's what I was saying. Dewey was like, he like jumped up 3 spots, then dropped 3 spots, and now since week 2 he's moved all the way up to the 4th spot. That's been a pretty nice climb from him there. I wonder what like the biggest drop so far was Chip dropping from 4 to 10 from week 3 to 4, and then the biggest rise so far,
maybe Ryan, 5 to 2.
Yeah. Or wait, 6 to 2, 6 to 1.
Oh, I was looking
6
at
to 1.
The pink one.
Yeah. Well, Ryan's this purple one here.
Yeah. I was reading. I think that's Nick who went 5 to 2.
Let's see.
Or 5. Yeah. Wait.
5 to 2, yeah, but either way, Ryan went from 6 to 1, so I don't think we'll see a bigger jump from that. So good stuff from Ryan there. Let's look at the waiver wire activity from this week. I didn't really look too much at waivers. I kind of knew what guys were going to go and stuff, but I didn't really think I had anyone to drop. I guess since last week on Thursday, Steve, this is a big one actually. Steve picked up Rashee Rice for $30, and then Rashee Rice was announced out for the season. So I guess, did you know that, Paul?
No, I knew it was like because they couldn't diagnose him, so they didn't know what to believe.
Yeah, I figured since you didn't text me today that you missed the news, but yeah, he's out for the season. They announced it. So
interesting.
$30 down the drain. That's tough, but like that's also like. Looking back, if he would have come back in 6 weeks, Steve it would have been like the best pickup of the season. So kind of crazy. Paul, you picked up Jerry Jeudy for $11. That's kind of crazy.
That was because he's my dude, and I knew someone was going to go after him.
Although we'll get to what happened later on. Dewey adds Antonio Gibson on Thursday. Dave finally parted with Mark Andrews. He couldn't do it. Picked up Roschon Johnson. I think it's a good pickup. Like, I don't know what to think about Roschon. He gets goal line carries and that's it. But if you're scoring every single week, like, what can you do?
Yeah, who cares?
Chip picked up the Dolphins defense, almost helped them to a win this week. I dropped the Dolphins defense because I started them last week against Tennessee. They got me 4, and I was like, dude, these guys kind of suck, I guess. So I got scared of them, but they treated him right this week. And then Paul, because Jonathan Taylor was out. Oh, wait, we already went over this trade last week. The trade.
Yeah, I think it
trade. It just processed. Let's see. Paul added Mark Andrews for $3. Austin added Ty Conklin. Or I don't know why I called him Ty Conklin, but Tyler Conklin.
Ty Chandler's brother.
Yeah, exactly. Dave added Cole Kmet. He just keeps coming back for a little Cole Kmet action. He loves that Cole Kmet. Mike picked up Tyrone Tracy. We kind of already talked about that, but great pickup for Mike. I'm actually shocked he didn't put any offers in for it. I'm shocked no one else put an offer in for it. That's seems bizarre to me. And he's lucky he got him for 0, because if I was in need of a running back, I probably would have put like 10 on him, especially in a win now situation like Mike was in. But he gets Tyrone Tracy, so and now that brings us. Yeah, he did look good, and now it brings us to today. Waivers processed. Kyle picked up Ty Chandler for $9 with Aaron Jones out. Could be a good pickup. Nick picked up Julio McLaughlin. Okay, for $7.
This is one move.
We'll check offer reports to see if anyone else put anything on Julio McLaughlin. I would kind of be shocked because Javonte had a good game, right?
Yeah, he did. Jaleel stole a touchdown. That's why, but he didn't do much other than that.
Okay, gotcha. Paul added Juju for $4. It looks like no one's really too stoked on Juju. Like, if I was in need of a wide receiver, that's probably who I'd pick up.
I was shocked, yeah. I didn't think that was going to happen.
Oh, my God. Ryan just can't keep away from the Green Bay Packers wide receivers because he was going hard for Dontavian Wicks, too. He dropped Tutu Atwell. He loved him. That is strange, though. What is the thought process there?
That's why. And then Cup's back the following week.
Is he even confirmed?
That's what they're planning.
Okay.
That's what they're planning.
Planning like they said that? Or
like the Rams
or
said.
Or was this a YouTube short?
No. As long as there's no setback, he's coming back.
All right,
That's what Coach McVay said. There it is.
Would be an ideal target. But that was an optimistic... Okay, Paul. Okay. So Paul is completely wrong.
ESPN's lying to me.
Nope. Paul just completely lied to everyone out there. Is this because you're trying to trade Cooper Kupp to someone? You're trying to butter him up?
I'm serious. ESPN says McVay says Kupp will be back barring no setbacks week 7.
So it actually turns out Sean McVay said week 7 would be an ideal target, but that's an optimistic target date. So, and by no means is that guaranteed. Oh, man. Okay. I guess Ryan must have... Did you tell Ryan that yesterday?
No, I feel like he found it on his own.
Okay, because I was going to say, if you tricked his ass into dropping Tutu, that'd be funny as fuck. But yeah, adding Romeo Doubs, like after Romeo Doubs is like beefing with the front office, he hasn't done anything all year. Like that's kind of crazy. But I mean, whatever. It's 2-2 for Romeo Doubs. I guess they're pretty similar. Let's see. Paul got a little afraid here. A little Eagles defense for $4.
They play the Browns. I'm anti-Browns. It's 3 weeks in a row now. Got to stick with it.
Are you afraid by this game log by any chance?
No, dude.
0-0.
I was a little afraid because of Washington's pass defense, and then they played the Browns, got 13 points. So I'm like, okay,
that's true.
It'll be fine.
Chip added the Buccaneers defense, and then Austin added Jalen Tolbert, which could be a really good pickup. It's kind of. I mean, I'm glad that my bench looks good, but at the same time, I am sad that I didn't have room to pick up Juju or Jalen Tolbert. Mainly Jalen Tolbert because. I mean, I just think he's good and the wide receiver too on that team. Let's see the offers report here. See, Ty Chandler for $9 was the highest. No, there's not really a lot going on here. You were the only one that put money on Juju, right?
Yeah, that's what I was very shocked about.
Yeah, that's pretty shocking.
I originally had it in for like $1, and I was like, "There's no way someone."
The hottest commodity on the waiver wire this week is the Eagles defense. 4 bids for the Eagles defense. That's funny as fuck. Buccaneers defense is also up there. Ray McLeod got a little action from Austin. That's funny. $7 on Jaleel McLaughlin is from Nick. I mean, if I were him, I just would thought I'd get him for free, basically. Either way, though, those are the waivers for this weekend, and now let's get into this week's matchups, which Ryan must have switched his lineup around or something, because I already off the bat that looks strange. Let's start first off with, a little piss bowl here I'm seeing. Our lineup
This ain't too much of a piss bowl. Oh, wait, Nick has a bye week.
Yeah, so when he puts a player in, he'll put Jaleel McLaughlin, and he'll be projected 88 points. So it's kind of still a piss bowl. Either way,
it is, I'd say.
Mike has himself a chance to win a game. Mike is projected 70, and Nick will be projected like 88 when it's all said and done. Nick obviously lost Nico Collins. That hurts. He's got a lot of fucking people on his bench injured. Either way, though, Paul, does anything jump off the screen at you. For me, it's just Mike has a chance to win a game this week.
Yeah, there's good chances there. Something that jumps out to me is Joe Burrow has been popping off since the Bengals defense is so shit. Burrow has to play like really hard.
Yeah.
And the Giants aren't great, but I don't know how they feel about Giants defense. I don't think they're too great.
No, they're like middle of the pack, if I had to say.
Yeah, so I feel a good game from Joe coming up, but the fact Kyron's out, he has to start Jaleel. It could be close, which is a pretty exciting thought to have in a matchup that includes Mike.
Yeah, no, this should be a close matchup. Hopefully Devin Singletary's out, and so Mike gets to get more out of Tyrone Tracy. Is Mike's lineup set? He doubtful.
Seems like it.
Michael Pittman's doubtful. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, his lineup's probably just set. Yeah, so we'll see what happens here, but on paper, looking like a close matchup between Nick and Mike.
Yeah, I gotta respect Mike ignoring the projections now, since Alec Pierce was projected 4 and he got 20. Now Mike just goes all in on, doesn't give a fuck. He's gonna throw in who he wants.
That's the way to do it too. I mean, respect to Mike. Nick versus Mike. Keep a lookout for it. Let's go to this one. Gorman versus Steve. Steve's projected to win 103-90. So
damn. This is like a must win for Gorman too. You don't want to be 2-4. It's a little tough.
Yeah. It's not
horrible, but
as anything, no, he definitely wants to win. It's just a tough matchup. Like, to me, I might be like I play Ryan this week, and I'm pretty much accepting a loss. So it depends on how you go into it. If you go into it being like, I'm gonna win, then you lose. It could be kind of crushing.
Steve benching Mike Evans for Jacoby. I feel like that's actually smart, not listening to projections, because Devontae Adams just will never play in the Raiders again. So they got to pass to somebody.
Dude, I would still start Mike Evans. That's fucking insane.
Am
I going crazy? Man. Is that actually
maybe Steve knows that? Look at the formula for Mike Evans. 20 single digits. He's had 2 20s in a row. He's got to go back to single digits.
Look who he's playing. New Orleans. Do you even know? Mike Evans historically sucks against New Orleans.
What's his name? Lattimore? Yeah. Isn't Lattimore?
Yes, Marcus Lattimore. Mike Evans game log versus Saints. Let's see.
Oh, wow.
Mid, piss.
Hasn't hit.
Good. Piss.
Oh, man.
Piss, because 2 yards and a touchdown is piss. Piss. Okay. Good. Piss. Good. Piss. We're back in 2015.
Yeah, that's a long time
ago.
No,
this is good move by. All right, I stand by it 100% then. Yeah, you got to bench Mike Evans versus New Orleans. That's fucking amazing. Good call by Steve. But I think this game's going to be closer. I'd take the plus 13 points here.
I'd take the plus Gorman here.
That being said, I think Steve's going to win. I just think that Gorman's going to cover. I think Saquon's
prediction.
Go ahead.
Oh, you go. No.
Go for it.
Okay. Bold prediction: Amari 20+ points. The Browns are back against Philly.
Okay, I'm gonna go with yes. I'm gonna say Amari scores 18. I'm gonna say Saquon scores 20. I'm gonna say Derrick Henry scores 20. However, I'm going to say that Pat Freiermuth gets Gorman 2, and Laporta gets Gorman 4, and Caleb Williams gets him 8. And that's
Gorman's
where he
double
falls
tight
apart.
End. I like it.
The double tight end strategy has never backfired in the history of football. I would imagine he's putting someone else in over Freiermuth, but I guess we'll have to fucking see. And then when it comes to Steve's team, I mean, just top to bottom, good. Really nothing to complain about there. I think Steve wins. I think Gorman covers. And again, big game for Gorm. Doesn't really matter for Steve, but I think he's just going to keep cruising anyways. Big game here as well. Ooh. Now, this is a game that I would say is bigger because Dewey's 3-2 and Austin's 2-3. So Austin wins. He has the same record as Dewey. However, it looks like Dewey hasn't set his lineup. He hasn't set his lineup at all. Dewey is going to be projected 106 points. He's maybe even more. He can, if he puts in David Montgomery, that's already 106 points. And then if you replace Antonio Gibson with, I don't know, Rome or Dewey's gonna be projected like 109 points, and as of right now, Austin's projected 91. I think that I would take Austin plus the 19 points, like just because that seems like a lot. But I kind of do think Dewey wins. I think Jaden Daniels is going to get Dewey 30 points. I think Bijan's going to get Dewey 25 points. I think Drake London is going to get 20 points, and I think Terry's going to get 20 points. I think Dewey's going to maybe. You know what? I don't know if I'm going to say Austin covers the 19 because I actually think that Dewey has really good matchups and game scripts going his way. What do you think?
Dewey is on a roll, and I think it's going to continue. Even though Austin squeaked out a win with 88 points, I mean, you kind of deserve to lose the next week after that.
Oh wow, shots fired! But no, genuinely, like I think Austin has tough matchups, and I think that Dewey has good matchups. The only good matchup I'd say on Austin's end is Zay Flowers versus Washington. So I think Dewey wins this one, unfortunately. But I think I still might take the plus 19. I don't know. Dewey's got such good matchups here. Who does Monty play? Dallas. That's fine. Either way, Dewey versus Austin, one to look out for. That might be one of the better games this week.
Yep.
Actually, this is going to be a good game, I think. Chip desperately needs to beat 1-4 Dave, but Dave desperately needs to beat 2-3 Chip. Right now is projected Chip to win 90-88.
Dave doesn't have a defense.
Dave doesn't have a defense in.
That'll bring it up.
Let's see if he has anything on the bench. No, he doesn't.
Chip has thrown Ladd McConkey in the lineup.
Oh, Ladd is in the lineup. That is something you never want to see. Against Denver is bold. Does he not have anyone else to play?
Apparently not.
Bro, I
guess it would be Braylon Allen.
I might even throw up Braylon Allen. No, I mean, who's the Chargers wide receiver one? Is it Ladd? Is it? You know what? It actually probably would be Quentin Johnston. So that's who Patrick Surtain probably is going to be on. So Ladd might actually be a decent play this week. All this being said. Ooh, who are we feeling in this matchup, Paul? Are you feeling anyone? Keep in mind, Dave's going to be actually projected like 93 or something, maybe.
But depends if Malik plays. I feel like he should.
Yeah, he didn't practice today, which is weird. But
it just says day to day. We'll see. But
it's weird. Like Dave, I feel like he's penciled in to get 6 to 8 points from Rashad and Najee and nothing more. Dobbins, I think can probably get like 12. I think Dak can probably get him like 30. Not even kidding. And I think Neighbors against Cincy. 18. Neighbors against Cincy is going to put up 40.
That's going to be 35. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. But then for the Chip side, like Jaden Reed versus Arizona, good matchup. Buffalo's run defense isn't good. Brees should have a good matchup. But Baker with Mike Evans against Lattimore, that might be tough. I don't know. I think I'm leaning towards Dave in this one. I'm just going to throw it out there.
I don't know. I don't know what I have to pick here. Maybe
I'm leaning towards Dave because I think that Dak and Malik Neighbors could combine for 60. That's where I'm landing right now.
I think, I don't know how Baker does against the Saints, but my thing is, I think Brees Hall legacy game incoming for 25 or 30.
I do agree with that. Guess. I do think that Brees Hall is going to get 25 points. And I do think Jaden Reed gets 20. This is tough. This is really tough.
I think this is game of the week right here.
I think this is also game of the week. Dave versus Chip to keep both of them to keep their seasons alive. Because again, who was it? Austin versus someone or no? Who was it? It was Gorman versus Steve. It's like Steve's 4-1. If you lose to Steve, it's not too bad. Like you're projected to lose that. But for Chip, you can't lose to Dave. You just can't do it. And then it was the same thing for Austin against Dewey. Like, yes, Dewey's team has a better record, but like those are the games you have to win. That's your direct competition. So, yeah, this is tough. I don't know if I have a winner to pick in here. I would take the over. Either. I take the over in this game. I think they're both going to have two legacies: legacy Dak, legacy Neighbors, legacy Reed, legacy Brees. And I'm just going to throw it out right now. 17 Ladd McConkey points coming in. I'm just throwing it out. Throwing it out there right now. You know what? Legacy Buccaneers game because they're starting. Saints are starting Spencer Rattler. Yep.
Fuck him.
So, game of the week right there. we'll skip over to me. We'll save you and Kyle for last. So me 2 and 3 versus Ryan 4 and 1. Oh, right. So Ryan put Dobbs
Ryan's
in his
got Justice
lineup.
Hill.
Yeah, he's got Justice Hill in the lineup. I think Ryan's sandbagging to make it look like he's an underdog here because he has Zach Moss on the bench. We'll see though. So I guess technically going on this, I'm projected to win 98 to 92. Let's see. Oh my God, yeah. So Ryan has Lamar versus Washington, so I'm penciling him in for 30 already. Josh Jacobs versus Arizona, I'll pencil him in for 20. Justice Hill versus Washington, that kind of sucks because Justice Hill's is a receiving back, so
Right, yeah,
I
he's
think
just another receiver.
I think he can get 10 plus. I actually do think that Marv is gonna have a 12 to 14 points against Green Bay. Man, our defense sucks. So Devontae, go ahead.
I'm gonna have to say it's gonna come down to what Marvin and Kittle do. That's how Ryan's gonna win or lose.
Let's actually look up George Kittle's game log versus the I almost said Mariners, Seahawks. Dude, it's so I type on my work computer all day, and then when I try to actually type sentences on this oh my God. Do you see that? 76 and a touchdown, 93 and 2 touchdown, 181 and 2 touchdowns.
Could be amazing or could be nothing.
Yeah, maybe I'll get a nothing game, but even 70 yards, 80 yards, 50 yards, he's only really had
4 or 5 years ago. I don't count that. I'm looking at the past 4 games in which there's only one pitch pass.
I was gonna say, dude, the past 4 games are terrible for me. Yeah. Okay. So then I'll pencil Kittle in for 16 minimum. Dobbs against Arizona, I'll pencil him in for 10. Man, it's not looking good. I think that I don't have good matchups. So I think I said it to Paul or maybe someone at some point. Everyone has bad matchups. Chicago's pass defense is really good. Brian Thomas shut down. Detroit's run defense is good. Rico Dowdle shut down. Carolina's defense is bad. Darnell Mooney's questionable. But then Green Bay's defense is decent. Obviously, San Fran's is good. Atlanta's is pretty good. Cleveland is whatever. Him and Devontae Smith. I have AJ Brown. He has Devontae Smith, so that's kind of a wash. I looked at Ayuk's game log versus Seattle, and his is bad. So not expecting anything there. Jets defense is good. Oh, I have ETN in my lineup right now. I probably won't keep that, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. The
Bears defense is good.
Yeah, it's tough. I like my team as individual players, but all of my matchups are in the red basically, and I think Ryan's are pretty much all in the green, so I'm not feeling too good about it. Do you have any thoughts?
It'll be close. I don't want to jinx it, but I do like where your team's heading with how many good players you have on your team. Like you said, we like the players, but the matchups this week are just tough. So
yeah,
it could go either way. I don't know if I could pick.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. I wish I was playing Mike or something. Man, if I played Mike, man, I wish I was in Mike's division. If I got 2 Mike games, or imagine everyone in that division, because you play division opponents first before you get to the other ones, because that's how ESPN sets it up. Which I might fix next year. I'm gonna go through and make a straight up custom schedule next year where I'm picking I hand make the entire schedule, not hand make. Obviously, the opponents are set, but I want to split it up to where it's West game, East game, maybe this and that. I want to make it more fun than we play our division all fucking first 6 weeks or 5 weeks. That's so stupid. Yeah. Because I mean, if I don't know. It would make it more interesting. This year would have made it a lot more interesting because people in the West wouldn't have gotten 2 free wins against Dave to start their season. And Mike, sorry, not singling out Dave there anything. But it also would make it more fun because what if in most seasons we were talking about, it's usually there's a bad team in each division. What if you start out the season and you play the bad team from the West and the East to start your season, or at the end of the year? It'd be a lot more fun that way. So yeah, like you said, Paul, I I like how my team looks. I just think that I have really shitty matchups, so we're gonna have to see what goes on. And then honestly, I think it's gonna be decided on Thursday night because Seattle plays San Fran Thursday night. So Ryan's gonna have George Kittle if he gets a master class from then, and then if I get an Ayuk piss class, which he's been doing against Seattle, or Ken Walker piss class, which he's been doing against San Fran, like I think it's in the realm of possibilities that Thursday night ends and Ryan has 18 points from Kittle and I have 12 points combined between Walker and Ayuk and like the week's over. You know what I mean?
Dude, I hate when I have like important players on Thursday because then like if they suck, you're just like
I
don't
hate
even
when I
wanna
have
watch
anyone
Sunday
on
now.
Thursday. Yeah, I hate when I have anyone.
It
Last
just
week
ruins the Sunday.
that part of the reason, so 75% of the reason why I didn't play Mooney last week over Ayuk was because Ayuk was playing the Cardinals, and I was like, they have such a shitty defense. Like, if he can't, I was like, I'm willing to get hurt by Ayuk this week going up against the Cardinals because their defense isn't good. Like, if they were, it would have made it a lot easier if Ayuk was going against like Denver, like Pat Surtain. I would be like, all right, Mooney's in my lineup. But the other 25% of why I didn't start Mooney was because he fucking played Thursday night, and nothing fucking sucks more than when your player sucks on Thursday night. I've had it both ways. In this season, I had it the other way earlier in the season, which was when Austin got 30 points from James Cook on Thursday night, and it was like my fucking game's over. You know, like I fucking hate that shit so much. So yeah, like me and Ryan are in like the Thursday night bowl, and I'm not really even gonna be able to watch the Thursday night game because I have a rehearsal dinner to go to for Chip.
Damn.
Chip, congratulations on the wedding.
Congrats.
He's getting married Friday. So you know what?
Nice.
We actually have the wedding narrative for Chip, which makes this his game even more important against Dave. But yeah, it's, you know what? Maybe it's a blessing in disguise that I won't get to watch the Thursday night game because I have a really bad feeling Kittle's going for 18 to 25 points, and I have a really bad feeling Ayuk's ending with 40 yards and Ken Walker's ending with like 50 yards or something. So not feeling good about it, but let's get to the last matchup here, Paul. Mm-hmm. And it's you versus Kyle. People have been saying Kyle's 3-2 record is Mickey. People have been saying that you're going to teach him a lesson this week. What do you have to say about that?
People have been saying my 4-1 record's Mickey.
No. People are saying your 4-1 record is not Mickey, but lucky.
All right. I'll take it. Yeah, we'll just have to see if Joe Mixon plays. And Alex has a lot of question marks.
I don't think Joe Mixon's playing. You know what? He's got Shaheed on his bench, Tank Dell on his bench, no Nico.
Why is he not playing Tank Dell?
Kyle's team is starting to look up a little bit. He has options now, at least.
Yeah, true.
And you're starting Deontay Johnson.
What's wrong with that?
I'm throwing it out there right now. Brandon's upset of the week. Kyle over Paul. Just throwing it out there.
If Josh Allen sucks cock again, I could definitely see it.
Yeah, Josh Allen piss class incoming. Let's go through the matchup here. Jalen Hurts against Cleveland, 23 points. Tony Pollard versus Indianapolis, 27 points. I'm just throwing it out there. Indy's run defense sucks. Garrett Wilson versus Buffalo. What's he done versus Buffalo? Let's take a look here. Garrett Wilson game log versus Bills. All right, so good, or at least solid, and then absolute piss. So I'm going to say Garrett will. Call me crazy, Paul. I might fucking bench Garrett Wilson and put in Tank Dell. Oh, he just had 23 points this past week, so I guess you kind of have to keep
22 targets. Did I read that right?
22 targets, and guess how many yards?
Holy fuck.
Guess how many yards?
I already saw 101. But
no, it was. Oh, it was 101. You're right. But at one point, 70, he had 18 targets and 71 yards or something, and I was like, "This is either way, 23 targets and 101 yards."
I've never seen that.
So I'm gonna say Jalen Hurts 23, Tony Pollard 27, Garrett Wilson 11, Wan'Dale Robinson versus Cincy 11, Brock Bowers versus Pittsburgh 15. Ramondre versus Houston, 12. I don't know. I'm liking some of his options on the bench better. I think I'd rather play Tank and Shaheed. And like I would say Shaheed 15 and I'd say Tank 15. But whatever.
He's
Either
got some
way.
decisions to make.
He definitely has some decisions to make. And meanwhile, we go to Paul's team, Josh Allen, 8 points. Jonathan Taylor versus Tennessee, 8 points. Jahmyr Gibbs versus Dallas, 18. T. Higgins versus Giants, 12. Deontay versus Atlanta, 6. Evan Ingram versus Chicago, 0. Jordan Mason versus Seattle, I'm going to say 21. You get a good one out of that. And then Eagles versus Cleveland, 4. A disappointing 4 points, just like me when I played Dolphins versus Tennessee with fucking Will Levis. I think Kyle wins this, Paul. Are you nervous about this game at all?
I'm a little nervous. It's literally based on Josh Allen playing the Jets because he's a main piece on my team. So if he does bad, it's not looking good for me.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, either way, I think this game is going to be close. This is one of the ones, there are certain games you look at and you're like, you just know it's going to be close. I think Mike versus Nick is going to be close. I think you versus Kyle is going to be close no matter what. Dave versus Chip, close. Austin versus Dewey, close. It's just like Steve versus Gorman and then me versus Ryan. Not saying they won't be close, but I'm saying like they have potential to go like completely haywire and like me and Gorman get blown out. But you versus Kyle, there gonna be a good game. But I'm gonna say Kyle ends up pulling it out. Which, by the way, the Mets are up 4-1. I think they're actually going to beat the Phillies, and
wow,
that's absurd. Either way, Paul, you got anything else that do you have any guarantees of the week?
I got a guarantee of the week.
All right, let's hear it.
My guarantee win of the week is Dewbag over Austin.
Oh man, okay. I'm gonna say my guarantee of the week is I can't guarantee Kyle over you. That'd be tough. I'm gonna say guarantee. What? Dude, I'm stealing yours, Dewey, because I know Dewey has all those amazing matches, and I don't want to guarantee Ryan over me because it's who I'm playing. Like that seems kind of lame, and I don't want to guarantee Steve over Gorman. I feels kind of lame too. But the Dewey over Austin one is a really good guarantee. I think that Dewey has the potential to score 130 points this week. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah. Dewey high score. I believe it.
Is there an over-under on points projected you take? Because I think mine would also be Dewey over 93 points.
Yeah, for sure. That one. Maybe the Chip and Dave over that one.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, too. Yeah, I agree with that one, too.
I can't pick winners in a lot of these, though. Like, a lot of these are close.
So. Actually, it's a shame I waited this long to do this. I keep forgetting. ESPN writes up little storylines each week.
Yeah, we're supposed to do this like a couple weeks ago.
So let's read it. I don't know. Should I read it now or should I go back through all the other ones in another episode? What do you think? Just start reading them now?
Yeah, if it makes it quick.
Okay, yeah, I mean they're quick. It says, "What a week. Points were scarce when generic Yankees when Chip faced off against Austin last week, as these two teams posted 170 combined points, lowest in the league. Chip failed to take advantage of the opportunity to sneak away with one as they came up short. There's plenty of blame to go around when a team only scores 83, but Chris Olave disappointed the most in only managing 2. Yuck." And then we have, they highlighted the 2 best games because they highlighted Steve versus Ryan too. They said, "We know that loss was disappointing for Chip, but I doubt it's more disappointing than Ryan's loss here. Scoring the most points of all the losing teams is still a loss, and Ryan's 107 points would have beaten others in the league, but they couldn't take down Steve. Lamar Jackson was good last week, but not good enough to lift the team's total above Steve's 118 points. Yuck." They keep saying yuck, dude.
They're disgusted with it.
And then they have top scoring players were Jamar Chase, Kirk Cousins, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and Drake London. And then the most valuable bench warmers, 2 of them belong to me, Darnell Mooney and Take Bigsby, and then also Trevor Lawrence. And then the false starters, these players should have been left on the bench, Aaron Jones, Deebo Samuel, and Devon Achane. they do actually have this game changer. One player's performance can determine the outcome, and this week it was Drake London. What a week for Drake London, who put up 27 points and outplayed their projection. To some, they overachieved, but to them in Dewbag, this was always the expectation. Got to have faith in your team and yourself. Game changers get the job done. We'll see if Drake London makes it back here next week, but I have a feeling their projection won't be as low. So yeah, that's a nice little excerpt from ESPN.
Yeah.
We'll try reading them every week. They got to be funny. Like, I remember the reason I wanted to start reading them on here was because there were ones who would be like, Mike just can't seem to win. This guy sucks. And I was like, wait, I got to start like reading these. So we've missed some.
Is it only on the app?
Yeah, it's only on the app. I tried looking. Maybe we'll find it on browser like at another time, but I haven't been able to find it yet. Paul, before we get off here, I noticed you still have Discord Nitro. You mind telling us why?
Well, there's actually, so Ryan purchased Discord Nitro.
No.
Don't know why.
You're lying. No, I don't believe it.
That was the original thing. He started the whole wave. And he purchased it full price. I don't even know how much it is, but he wasted money on it. And it was to be able to upload movies, and I don't know what it was. But that was his whole reasoning. And then not even like 5 days after, me and Steve got some kind of like free Nitro promo.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm guessing it had to be like, I don't know, like Ryan's purchase, I guess, started the promo for us since we're in the Discord with him.
Oh, okay.
So it was literally at the top of my Discord said like free Nitro for a month. And I was like, okay, let's do it. So I did it. And it runs out in a few days here, and I will not be purchasing it again. As shocking as that may seem.
Another satisfied Discord Nitro customer.
Yep. I've had a great time with it, though.
All right, Paul, are there any other messages you have for the folks before we sign off here? Folks at home.
We forgot to mention the Chubb curse, Gorman. Guaranteed loss because he still has Chubb. So, or does he not? I can't remember. No, he does. Okay.
Okay, cool.
So Gorman's gonna lose.
The Chubb curse lives on.
Mm-hmm. That's why he scored 80.
All right, everyone at home, watch out for the Chubb curse. Watch out for your players. Watch out for your matchups. And we're gonna sign off here. Footbap Nation.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.